Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
All right, folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business, and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you. So make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Wow. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely.
Your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Welcome to it, the Wednesday edition of the program, and the gloves are off. The two general election candidates are officially underway and going at each other, and it's going to get dirty. I'm telling you right now, it is going to get dirty. Both of these candidates are going to drag each other through the mud, and it's going to leave us come November scratching our head saying, is this the best option? It's going to get that dirty. Even if you are a diehard Trump fan or a diehard Hillary fan, it doesn't matter. You are going to leave questioning after all the mud that is slung in this thing. It's going to be unlike anything we have ever seen. If you would like to connect with the show, you can find us on the web, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. You can email me anytime, gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com, and we are on Twitter at The GM Show. So we know that Donald Trump kind of gave us a little foreshadow, a tease, if you will, a couple weeks ago saying, hey, this coming Monday, maybe Tuesday, but this coming Monday, I'm going to unpack who and what Hillary Clinton really is. I'm just going to lay it out there for you. I'm going to give you the truth, and you can decide. But I'm coming. It is going to be a speech dedicated to all of her missteps. Then that Saturday night, it was the Orlando terrorist attack, and so Trump rightfully so put it on hold. And we went all of last week dealing with Orlando. And Donald Trump stepped up, did the right thing. Hillary Clinton, I mean, it was what it needed to be as far as the campaign, but the campaign toning things down. Yes, both sides pressed the issue. Donald Trump pressed the radical Islam terror issue, and Hillary Clinton pressed the gun issue, and they kind of took some shots. But as far as just dropping a haymaker on each other, they pushed pause. And again, rightfully so. So Trump's trying to feel it out. When's the right time to do this? When do I get up there and do it? When is too soon, so on and so forth. Well, Hillary Clinton tries to beat him to the punch. Comes out Monday? Tuesday. Regardless, comes out a day ahead of Donald Trump. It was yesterday. So Tuesday. And just undresses him. If you take her words at face value. If you believe anything that falls out of her mouth, you're going to believe that Donald Trump is a horrible person coming out of this thing. But we know, those of us with half a brain, that you cannot trust Hillary Clinton. You can't believe anything she says. She is a fraud. She is a phony. She is out for one thing, and that's to line her pockets. And my gosh, if you hadn't read Clinton Cash, get on it. It's an advanced read, right? It's not easy, leisurely reading, But when you leave there just shaking your head that how in the world could this be possible or even legal? But it is, and she's the culprit. Her and Billy Clinton have found a way to snake their way through this system to make them a ton of cash, and nobody's the wiser until this book came out. And it's a fantastic read. It's necessary if you care about the future of this country. But she comes out and she attacks Donald Trump on the economy. Basically, it's that whole, well, he bankrupted the, certain companies, and, we're going to have a trade embargo and a trade war and all of that, all the rhetoric we hear from the left. And she asks the question, is that really who you want in charge of your economy? And I thought, well, yeah, kind of. I mean, the guy is a billionaire businessman. Sure, some of the economists say, oh, well, if you enact these policies, it's just going to increase the debt to outrageous levels. $30 trillion over the next 20 years is what she said Donald Trump's policies would outline. I can guarantee you, without dissecting that, that's not true. I can guarantee you that's not true. But I thought to myself, well, what is Hillary Clinton's alternative? It's Bill Clinton, right? Didn't she come out and say Bill Clinton was going to be the economy czar? Yes, she did. Yeah, she came out and said that. And then I started thinking about all the wins Billy Jack racked up. There was NAFTA, opening the north and south border, Canada and Mexico, and just free trade between the countries is going to be a great thing. But then we start seeing countries go to Mexico to build their stuff, and we're losing jobs at incredible rates because of NAFTA. And, well, man, what a swing and miss that was. And then I thought about the whole recession, and we've gone into it in detail, how that is Bill's fault, because every American should own a home, whether they can afford it or not, because that's the American dream. What it really is a sense of entitlement. You're entitled to nothing, just like this country is obligated to let no one in. It's all unicorns and rainbows, this idea that everyone should be welcome, everyone should own a home, everyone should have a high-paying job, everyone should get to go to college, no one should be offended. This is the real world, and it's hard and it's tough, and you get what you go get. There are no handouts here. There are no free lunches. But that's the alternative, right? That's what Hillary Clinton thinks is the answer. She goes on to talk about his foreign policy experience, and I thought, oh my gosh, is she really going to say this out loud? And she did. Is this really the guy you want his finger on the button of our nuclear weapons? Is this really what you want? And I thought, well, yeah, it beats the mess out of your finger being on that button. Because wasn't it you and the current president who yielded to political pressure to pull out of Iraq? Wasn't it you and the current president who caused this situation in both Libya and Syria? And when I look at that, I look at a void of there's no power structure there. We had to get out because the political pressure was too high. And we had to topple regimes because, well, that was the right thing to do. And now I look over there and I see these guys by the name of ISIS flying their black flags and just chopping people's head off. And that's a lot your fault, Hillary Clinton. It's a lot your fault. And then I think about Benghazi, where you created that unstable situation. You created that civil war. Ambassador Stevens asked over and over and over and over again for security, never got it. And then when the U.S. consulate was attacked, the only possible help they had was a handful of contractors who used to be U.S. military, different special forces. Heroes is what they were, and they didn't have to go, but they did because that's what being American means, and that's what it meant to them. And they went to work, and 4 of them lost their lives, including Ambassador Stevens. They asked and they radioed over and over and over again for help. There were jets rallied 200 miles away, ready to rock and roll. Where was Hillary Clinton? She slept. And so I think about, well, is this who you want leading our foreign policy? Well, it sure isn't you. And it went on and on and on. And the fact of the matter is, I didn't watch all of it. I couldn't watch all of it. I wasn't physically able to watch all of it. It was nauseating. Matt Locke did, and we actually recorded the Conservative Cartel last night, which will be on this evening, by the way. And Matt was just telling me about it. And he's like, the people, it was like they were bored. They weren't enthusiastic. It wasn't fun. It was like listening to a college lecture in a classroom you didn't want to be in. He said it was amazing to me the difference between that and a Donald Trump rally. They were polar opposites. I thought, well, that's interesting. So Hillary Clinton beats Donald Trump to the punch, right? She gets all over it. Well, Donald Trump comes out earlier today and he answers the bell. He goes on to talk about how Clinton perfected the politics of personal profit and doesn't have the temperament or the judgment to be president. He claims that these other countries totally own her, and that will never, ever change. She's a world-class liar, and said, God help us if she's elected president. Talked about the political process being rigged and called for the Bernie Sanders followers. Hey, come over. Let's beat this thing from the outside in. He claimed that the insiders wrote the rules of the game to keep themselves in power and in the money, and that's why they're asking Bernie Sanders to join the movement, so they can stop that. He claimed Hillary Clinton's foreign policy has cost Americans thousands of lives and trillions of dollars and unleashed ISIS across the world. No Secretary of State has been more wrong, more often, in more places than Hillary Clinton. Her decisions spread death, destruction, and terrorism everywhere she touched. These are harsh words. This is not pulling punches. He said that Ambassador Stevens and the others were left helpless to die as Hillary Clinton soundly slept in her bed. That's right. When the phone rang at 3 o'clock in the morning, she was sleeping. Ambassador Stevens and his staff in Libya made hundreds of requests for security. Hillary Clinton's State Department refused them all. She started the war that put him in Libya, denied him the security he asked for, then left him there to die. And to cover her tracks, Hillary lied about a video being the cause of his death. He goes on to talk about the money she's gotten from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, and many others, talking about millions of dollars. And these are countries that kill members of the LGBT community and abuse and submit women to their will. But she says she wants to be a champion for these people, but she's happy to cash her check. You bet. You bet she is. And Donald Trump Hillary Clinton thought she was throwing a haymaker. And what it reminded me of, this little exchange, have you ever seen that situation where that big giant man, he's like 8 feet tall and his shoulders are 4 feet wide, walks in and the normal sized guy has to fight him and he rears back and hits him with all he has and it doesn't even faze the giant? That was Hillary Clinton's right hook. And then Donald Trump just cleaned up with her, just absolutely embarrassed her. And if this was the best Hillary Clinton had, because the facts don't support Hillary Clinton. We've talked about this a lot. Even the DNC, through these hacked emails, we know that Hillary Clinton has a lot of weaknesses with money and transparency and honesty and foreign policy. The DNC recognizes these weaknesses, and their directive has been, don't address that, fire a counter shot. That's been their answer. So they know she's weak on this. The problem is Donald Trump doesn't have any bad record to run on. The only thing they can come up with is, well, you bankrupted some casinos. And he's like, it's legal. It's business. You obviously don't understand business. Sometimes that's the right play. Oh, well, you're a womanizer. But the women step up and say, no, actually, he's not. They can't find anything to stick on this guy. And so they're begging for his tax returns, hoping something's in there. But the problem is Hillary's got all these skeletons in her closet. And they're starting to get exposed with all these books. And as the email investigation continues, and people are coming out of the woodworks telling the truth about her. And it's not looking good. The problem is the people coming out of the woodworks for Donald Trump are only saying good things. They don't have anything bad to say about Donald Trump. On the other hand, Hillary Clinton is struggling to find one person to say one good thing about her that doesn't have something to gain by it. I have yet to see a genuine endorsement of Hillary Clinton. I've seen a lot of politicians who have things to gain, but no one who has nothing to gain that's just genuinely in Hillary Clinton's corner. They're going to continue to swing. It's going to be like this from now until November. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I would argue that the stage is set for this to be the dirtiest campaign we have seen in recent history. That this is going to go back to the Andrew Jackson type campaigns. I mean, it's going to get messy and dirty, and I'm not going to say violent, but we know both sides have these knuckleheads out there that say these things. Now, this isn't the only political movement today. Marco Rubio has come out, and it seems like he's reconsidering. Let's talk about it.
The Gavin Mitchell Show. It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chair and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with Brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you are looking for the show, you can find us each and every weekday, 5 p.m. on conservativeradionetwork.com. We're also on K98 Talk, the 405 Media, Sackheads Radio, and High Plains Radio as well. Special thanks to those guys for including us in their offerings. We are on demand at iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. And then each and every Saturday night, news and information, 570 KLIF, 8 p.m. Central in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you are outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can still get a hold of the show. 3 ways to do that: conservativeradionetwork.com, the 405media.com, and KLIF.com. All have streaming options for the show. And so I'd encourage you, tune in Saturday night, give us a call, become part of the show. It's the one time of week that you have the opportunity to get on the show and voice your opinion, and that's why we do it, is so we can bring you, the audience, into the show. So Marco Rubio has, quote, changed his mind. He said during the presidential run, he wasn't going to run for Senate. There were a lot of talks that he wanted to get into sports. There were rumors about a VP nod. He said he wasn't interested in that. People weren't really sure what Marco Rubio was going to do. But he's stepped back and he's looked at things, according to him, and he's talked about his frustration with the Senate. He's just said that he's frustrated with it, and also at a place where being in the Senate is a place where you can serve your country and hopefully be able to still move on some major issues. But he said the deepest reason he's running, no matter who wins the presidential election, the Senate still has a role to act as a check on a rogue president. And he thinks that after this election, regardless of who wins, that's going to be incredibly important. He said that, coupled with the fact that there are some serious issues on the table, and Orlando being in his home state and him being there firsthand, he said, quote, it really gives you pause to think a little bit about, your service to your country and where you could be most useful to your country. And so the filing deadline is June 24th. It is Friday. He's got time. He's going to do it. He's in the race. Marco Rubio should win hands down. With that said, the Lieutenant Governor Carlos Lopez Quintero and Congressman Ron DeSantis, they're going to drop out. Look, we just need to hold on to this seat. And Rubio's been encouraged by a lot of people on the GOP to run, to hold on to his seat so they don't lose it to a Democrat. And so these Republicans are willing to drop out, but real estate developer Carlos Burroof, I guess is how you say his name, and Todd Wilcox say they're not going to be pressured into abandoning their candidacy. Okay, fine. One of these guys wrote, but we do know now that Senator Rubio is by his own admission rethinking his decision to run and is saying that his rethinking is somehow connected to the evil act of terrorism in Orlando. It is an indirect implication that Rubio is trying to politicize this event. Is that what politics has become? This guy, he's trying to be Donald Trump, this Baroof, but he's an idiot. He doesn't have whatever Donald Trump has to where you can say offensive things and get away with it. This guy doesn't have it because he's implying that Rubio is politicizing the Orlando tragedy. How about it's just a realization that this country needs strong leadership? How about watching the reaction to this administration to this terrorist attack and realizing, man, we need help up there. We need people who actually think for themselves. We need people to stand up to this tyrant. And he's right. If Hillary Clinton gets in office, we really need him then. It's absolutely necessary. And so I love it. I love the whole politicizing this tragic event, whatever the garbage is they throw out there. But nonetheless, Marco Rubio is back in, and Ted Cruz quickly endorsed him, said, look, he's been an ally on a lot of good things. Yes, we disagree. Yes, we were opponents in the race, but Marco Rubio's good for this country. And Ted Cruz officially endorsed him. Now, Ted Cruz is in a race of his own, but it's a wash. It's done. You can just pencil him in here in Texas because we love him here in Texas. But that's what's going on there. Now, that's not the only story with Capitol Hill. A group of Democrats in Congress are staging a sit-in in the House of Representatives today. So much so that Ted Poe, he's a Republican from Texas, he was presiding over the House, recessed it due to the House not being in order. These clowns literally walked up to the front of the House chamber, in between where the podium and the desk are and all the chairs, and sat down on the floor. Literally, they are sitting down on the job. A bunch of Democrats decide, now there's some old people in here, there's some fat people in here, how are they going to get up? That's really the question here. I find this fascinating. I guess this is the House's version of a filibuster. Did they learn nothing over what went on in the Senate? You can have the vote. You can have the debate. The bottom line is this has turned into a partisan issue. And I will agree with anybody that says that's disgusting. It is. We need resolution one way or the other, but you can't walk all over constitutional guarantees. You cannot walk all over due process, and you cannot walk all over the Second Amendment. Well, why are they upset? Because no one would allow a vote on the gun control bill under consideration. This is the bipartisan no-fly, no-buy gun control bill that would bar anyone on the no-fly list or selectee list of suspended terrorists. If you're on those lists, you can't buy guns. We've worn this out. Apparently, the House can't get it. It's not even the whole House. It's this group of 10, 15, 20 idiots. And this is disgusting that these clowns seem to think that, you know what this reminds me of? This is it right here. This is what this reminds me of. You go to your local grocery store and you're doing your shopping. Maybe you need some bread, some eggs, some milk. Maybe you're buying groceries for the whole week and you push your buggy around. And if you notice that the toy aisle is, at least in traditional grocery stores, always in the middle. Like if you go to one of those Walmart supercenters, it's clean on the other side. I don't go to Target anymore. But with traditional grocery stores, the toy aisle is always right in the middle. And that's not by accident. Because if you start at one side, you got to pass it. And it doesn't matter which side you start at. If they put it at the end, you can just avoid it. But being right in the middle, yeah, they got you, right? And it reminds me of whether it's a young mom or dad or both going to buy their groceries and they got their young kids in tow. And man, that kid wants that toy. Boy, does he want that toy. He wants it so bad. And he's trying to think of a clever way to sway his parents, and his parents just won't give in. And so what's he do? He protests. He drops to the floor, and we've all seen it 1,000 times. Heck, I'm pretty sure I did it. But you drop to the floor, and you go to dead weight, and you sit right there, and you might cry, and you might scream, whatever it is, until you get your way. That's what this reminds me of right here. This is a bunch of grown people throwing a fit because the right won't yield and let them walk all over our constitutional rights. Now, what's the answer with that kid in the grocery store? You wear his backside out's what you do. That behavior is unacceptable and it will not be tolerated. I know, man, I got the belt a few times over something like that. These people obviously didn't. They still think that this is an acceptable form of protest. Problem is they come from Democratic congressional districts, and so nothing's going to happen to them. But all they're doing is throwing a fit. They're making fools of themselves because we will not, the right will not, and thank goodness the Republicans have finally stood up and will not allow the Democrats to walk all over our constitutional guarantees. But here they are. It's fascinating to me that they think this is an answer.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301.
Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, whew, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
Absolutely one of the best stories I have seen in a long, long time. My buddy Matt Locke over at the Matt Locke Show and my partner on the Conservative Cartel was telling me he heard this on Rush. I do my best to listen to as much talk radio as I can because I want to learn from those guys. I want to learn from the best. I want to learn from Rush and Levin, Glenn Beck. I've got my hero here in town with Chris Salcedo. I want to learn from these guys. And so I'll listen, and I may not necessarily be listening to content. I may listen to, well, how do they get into the break? Or how do they get out of the break? How do they open a show? How do they close a show? Cadence, things like that. The art of talk radio. But you do get lost in the content, but you don't always get to listen to every show. There's just not enough time in the day. I get that. But Matt was telling me about this, and I thought, man, what a great story. And so I went and I dug it up, and here it is. A Chicago journalist, Neil Steinberg, decided he was going to write an article and just show everybody how easy it is to get these killing machine assault rifles. I mean, that any terrorist, any criminal could walk in and they could basically pick it right up off the shelf and walk out and just begin shooting people. And so he was gonna stage all this whole event, this happening. He was going to write an article around it. And so you can't buy them in Chicago. He has to head south a couple hours to the Plains, Illinois. And he went to Maxon, M-A-X-O-N, Shooter Supply. Now, he needed this FOID, this Firearms Owner's Identification Card, and he had that. So, step one, check. He's got his FOID, or FOID. Well, next, he had to fill out the background check forms. But the best part is, when he went in, that he explained the process of going into the store and seeing the case of weapons. And he looked at a Smith & Wesson AR-15, made sure that the gun comes with the standard issue 30-round magazine, and he wanted to buy the gun. I'm sorry, the ignorance that this guy has. He went in and he's like, well, I want an assault rifle. And the guy was like, we don't sell assault rifles. And he's like, well, I want one of those AR-15s. He's like, fine, you got your FOID? Yeah. Fill this out. And he's like, now that comes with the standard, 30-round clip, right? 30-round magazine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. Need you to fill out the background check. Okay. Well, the guy had to wait 24 hours for the paperwork to come back. He wasn't happy with this. He thought he was going to walk in and get it and then move on about his day. So he goes home and he waits. And he waits. And he waits. The gun store rejected the sale, saying it was uncovered that Mr. Steinberg had an admitted history of alcohol abuse and a charge for domestic battery involving his wife. He couldn't get the gun because he had an admitted history of alcohol abuse, and he was charged with domestic battery for beating his wife. Steinberg responded to the canceled sale by writing, "Would-be terrorists can buy guns. Insane people can buy guns. But reporters, that's a different story." How it just shows you what these liberals are. He's not even willing to admit that he beat his wife to the point to where he at least got a charge for it. He admitted to alcohol abuse, but he's just a reporter. Remember, the whole goal of this was to get out there and show the world how easy it is to buy an AR-15. But he couldn't pull it off. And now it's an unjust system because would-be terrorists can buy guns, insane people can buy guns, but reporters, that's a different story. That is so funny to me that the left just thinks that you can walk in without a background check and buy a gun. I don't know anywhere, whether it's gun shows, online, brick and mortar, where you can buy a gun without a background check. It just doesn't happen. The only way I know for you to, well, there's two ways for you to get a gun, is if someone passes it down, like a father handing down a gun to a son. I don't know of a background check there. And then if someone steals it, that's it. But the left tried to prove us wrong. Dadgummit, he was going to show the world. Seems like the world showed him.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Buy new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309, 800-398-8309, 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So Ron, my executive producer, has left the studio. Left me here to man things by myself. I cannot promise I will not burn it down. But Ron is in Washington, D.C. with some other guys, the part of that hashtag Red Nation Rising group that is putting that together for Conservative Radio Network to be the voice of Red Nation Rising. There is some summit or conference going on over illegal immigration, and everybody decided it would be best if this conservative blue-collar professor stayed at home and didn't get in front of elected officials talking about illegal immigration, because we know how that ends. So I am here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, manning the studio. But one of the interviews that some of the guys Ron is with out there interviewed Chris Farrell with Judicial Watch. And he came out and said, dude, look, this IT guy with Hillary Clinton, he was deposed today. He pled the fifth 128 times in 90 minutes. That's right at 1.5, a little under 1.5 times a minute. He pled the fifth. Even though he's got the deal, he is not turning his back on Hillary Clinton, and he will not sell him out. That's okay. They got Guccifer. But even though you can't use it as evidence, the guy hadn't said anything. The fact he's not willing to answer the question, doesn't that lead you to believe that there's a lot shady and a lot legal going on with this situation? It does me. If you didn't do anything wrong, why would you plead the fifth? There is no answer, right? Other than you just want to be a jerk. But when the stakes are this high, and I had immunity, you may want to think, I know what they say at the old jailhouse, snitches get stitches. But Bubba, when it's your head in the noose, you got some thinking to do. He had a deal. Apparently it was a good deal, and it was on the table. But he pleads the fifth 128 times in 90 minutes. That is fascinating to me. So last Saturday, Las Vegas, Nevada, Trump shows up. And he has a rally at the Treasure Island Casino there in Las Vegas. As he does everywhere, he brings out a lot of people. Well, Michael Steven Stanford, age 20, drove all the way from Hoboken, New Jersey, which is right across from New York City, just south of Jersey City. Or Newark, yeah. So anyway, regardless, it's right there in the New York City metropolitan area. Drives all the way across country in his black BMW, and he works his way to the front, tells the Secret Service and security guards he wants an autograph, and then reaches with both hands trying to pull a gun from an officer's holster. He said unequivocally that he was trying to, he said, I drove clear across the country. I was living in my black BMW, and my intention was to kill Trump. They found out that he also had a ticket the next day in Phoenix to go, and he was there to shoot and kill Trump. The day before, while he was in Las Vegas waiting for the deal, he went to the gun range, rented a 9mm Glock, fired 20 rounds, and decided he was ready to do this. He was ready to go to work. Now, here's where the story takes a turn. Stanford is an illegal alien. But he's not from Mexico or Central America. He is from Britain. He came over on a tourist visa and overstayed his visa. He's here illegally. His parents are claiming that they've tried to get a hold of him with him. They'll Skype every now and then, but there's always a backdrop, so they can't tell where he's at. We know the kid's been living in his car. And they said that lately they know he's been upset, but the guy has trouble communicating because of his Asperger's syndrome. They've even called the embassy trying to get a hold of him. They said, look, he's 18. We can't do anything. Sorry about your luck. And they just want the guy back. Now, here's where it takes a turn. And this is part of the reason I bring it up. Because every nut job does stupid stuff every now and then. Donald Trump knows that there are idiots out there that may have a target on his head. He knows that. It's the same with Hillary Clinton and any other presidential candidate. There are just these nut jobs. A little aside, what makes it so curious to me is that the police officer's gun didn't go off. But that gun was meant to kill. It's fascinating to me that it didn't go off. That they have a mind of their own. So his parents are saying, look, he's never been very good at communicating. He's never been interested in politics. He's never really been interested in much, but because of his condition, he never talks about his private life and always had a quite an impact on how he behaves. He left school when he was 15 because he couldn't cope with it all, so he's got no qualifications or job experience. They said, well, do you think he's radicalized? I don't want to use the term radicalized, but we don't know who he's been speaking with. This isn't just him. It's an absolute shock. He's never been violent in the slightest. He's always been a polite and peaceful boy. Whether he's been blackmailed or put up to it, that's the only thing me and his mom can think of. This is his dad speaking. It's so against his nature, and obviously with Asperger's, we think somebody has got a hold of him and done something. He has no interest in politics, the world, geography, or anything. He's not a typical teenager because he doesn't drink or smoke or do drugs. He's never had any interest in any of that. And that's why I bring this up. This is obviously a mentally ill kid, right? He wasn't able to get a gun. He didn't get a gun. He tried to steal one from a police officer's holster. But yes, we are at war. We are at war with a fanatic religion, and there are no two ways about it. But we have to be very careful to call things what they are. We have to be very careful how we choose our words. And this situation is not a terrorist situation in regards to ISIS. Is this an immigration problem? Yes. Is this a mental disorder problem? Yes. Is this an assassination attempt on a president? Almost. He definitely tried. He just wasn't very successful. He wasn't good at it. But what we can't do is do what the left does and lump all of this together into one group and say anybody that does anything bad is a terrorist or associated with ISIS. They're brainwashed somehow. They've been indoctrinated. That is just simply not the case at all. This is a sick kid who did something stupid. We'll find out why eventually. It will come out. But ISIS, I doubt, had anything to do with it. Now, if the evidence points to ISIS, that's fine. Then chalk it up to ISIS. But this kid didn't make a phone call to 911 saying, hey, I pledge allegiance to ISIS. That's just some distraught parents who can't believe the phone call they got. They don't understand it, and they're trying to put the pieces together. I understand the situation they're in. I do, but we've got to be careful to call things what they are and not react out of emotion. That's what the left does. React out of emotion. Emotion is while it's necessary to keep us motivated and driven, it's not the answer to solutions. I've never made an emotional decision and said, "Dadgum, that was a good decision. Really glad I made that one." Never. In the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. That is going to do it for today. For Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow.